Hey guys, Peter Chen here with another 500 Zoom video. I'm making these videos and uploading every week, so if you enjoyed them, subscribe. On table 1, cutoff limps, we check the big blind with 3-2 offsuit. Probably not going to be doing any leading. We have a gut shot facing a big bet. I think even with a gut shot, I should just fold this. The big bet is pretty strong, I think. On table 1, opening ace-4 offsuit from the button. On table 2, opening pocket 9s from the button. And on table 1 with ace-8, button against cutoff, I could 3-bet this, I could call this. Going to 3-bet this time, and on table 2 I got 3-bet by the big blind, and I called. I'm never going to be 4-betting 9s here. So we face a really small bet, and I'm not going to be doing anything other than calling. On table 1, opening under the gun with king 6 suited. This is going to be pretty much the bottom of my range. And now with the 9s on table 2, I can fold. On table 2, blind versus blind, I have ace-10 in the big blind. Could 3-bet this a small amount of the time maybe, mostly calling. On table 1, I 3-bet button with ace-5 suited against hijack open. Table 2, I think on the ace-high board, I want to be betting big when I bet and doing a lot of checking back. And on table 1, I'm going to be mostly doing a lot of small c betting here. And I'm going to have to call this raise. I think calling with every ace. And now I'm going to check back, try to get to showdown. And take my free showdown. Hopefully I'm up against 10-9 or something like that. On table 2, I opened, got called by the button, checked the flop. I could do some betting here. I have weaker hands, but I think a 9 is a decent card to be betting with. And I'm going to have to fold to the raise. On table 2, opening button with ace-10 offsuit. On table 1, I'm going to call blind versus blind with 5-2 suited. And always going to be calling the swap bet. I think this is going to be mixed now. If I do bet, not sure how big I should be betting. I'm just going to check. And now hitting the flush on the river. I'm always going to be betting now. Again, the question is, how big do I bet? I think with some higher flushes, it definitely makes sense to go big. But here I'm trying to get called by just a pair of 7s or something. Pair of 7s or a pair of 5s. On table 2, opening small blind with 10-9 offsuit. On table 2, opening hijack with pocket 3s. And I think I can fold on the flop. On table 2, with the limp from under the gun, going to be raising King Jack offsuit from the button. And with top pair, going to start betting for value. On most runouts, this hand should be good enough to go for 3 streets. On table 1, 3-betting small blind versus under the gun with queen 10 suited. On table 1, opening button with king 6 suited. Table 2, opening cutoff with king 10 offsuit. On table 2, I think I'm going to be checking my whole range in this spot. And table 1, I could bet this sometimes, I think mostly checking. And now with top pair here, I think I want to be going for as much value as I can. And keep trying to check down the 6. I don't think the ace is such a bad card for me. There shouldn't be too many aces in Button's range. But it's going to be a bit harder to get value from a worse hand. I think I can still get called by worse if I bet small though. And on table 1, now I have trips and I'm going to be raising for value. Folding the 10 on table 2. On table 1, opening cutoff with pocket 7s. And on table 2, calling big blind against under the gun with jack 10 offsuit. On table 1, I'm going to be 3-betting this ace queen small amount of the time, mostly calling. And I'm going to be calling the swap. Not sure if I should be raising this very small bet, or maybe calling and leading a bunch of rivers. I think I would prefer to raise right now. And on a bunch of clean rivers, I can be betting for value. On table 1, opening kings from hijack. On table 2, opening ace king offsuit from under the gun. We get 3-bet by the small blind, and I'm going to be 4-betting this. On table 1, opening cutoff with Jack 8 suited. Folding to the 3-bet. On table 2, going to squeeze King Jack suited. So the opener calls us. And the small blind who flatted also calls us. Going to start off with a bet. I think small blind isn't supposed to have very many calls here, but it's mostly going to be hands with 2 broadways or a pocket pair. But a lot of the time, those are just actually supposed to fold. On table 1, 3-betting big blind versus button with ace 9 suited. And on table 2, opening small blind with Jack 9 suited. On table 2, opening button with pocket 3s. And we get 3-bet, going to be always calling with 3s. On table 1, I defended big blind versus button with ace 10, flop top 2 pair. I think I'm always raising this. And with the 3s, I'm going to call. Might be pretty borderline. I'm not sure what I would rather call here with. Something like pocket 3s or maybe king high. Once check 2, I think with 3s, I'm going to be turning that into a bluff almost always. On table 1, 3-betting cutoff versus hijack with ace 5 suited. And we get cold called by the small blind. I think when we have the ace, we're not vulnerable at all. So I can just check. I'm not sure if I have to call once, but I think I can against the very small bet. On table 2, opening button with king 9 suited. And with the 5, just going to check down. If I bet, I'm not going to make pretty much anything fold. Just hope to be against something like that. More likely ace king or ace queen. On table 2, c-betting this. On table 2, opening under the gun with Queen Jack suited. And on table 1, 3-betting big blind with queens against a hijack open. On table 2, I think when we're really short, I want to be doing more c-betting. So this might just be a check back at 100 bigs, but at 20, I think I want to be betting this more. And we get a good turn. Going to bet again, and I think I have to call. A very lucky river for me. On table 1, I checked. I think doing a lot of checking on this board that favors imposition. On the turn, I could bet, I could check. I don't think the 7 changed that much. Perhaps I'm betting a little too big. Now I think I just have to check. Not getting any value if I bet. Most of the hands I was getting called by are a jack. On table 2, opening ace-10 offsuit from hijack. We're facing a small 3-bet, but I think this hand is still going to be a fold. Table 2, small blind versus button. Going to 3-bet this. I think my hand is reasonable call or fold as well. On table 1, opening hijack with ace-2 suited. On table 2, opening cutoff with pocket queens. We get called by the small blind. I'm not sure about the bet sizing. I think everything works. On table 1, button limps. Going to raise from the small blind. Big blind 3-bets us really small. Going to flat. And now fold to the flop bet. On table 2, folding to a 3-bet. On table 1 here, I can call, I can 3-bet. I think I want to be doing a little more calling than 3-betting in this spot. And we face a big c-bet. This hand probably plays well as a call and a raise. So I'm going to raise it this time. On table 2, I opened with ace-8. We get a flop that we're going to be c-betting a lot. With the king-10 in kind of a rough spot. I think with the straight draw and backdoor flush draw, maybe I have to call. Maybe I can fold it. No, definitely folding the turn. Opening pocket sixes on table 1, and on table 2, I'm going to flat with my sixes, and also call the 3-bet here. Basically, all of my high card hands made something, so I think it's fine to fold a low pair here. On table 1, flop went check check. I can start betting this sometimes. And I'm going to continue on the river. Not blocking anything, so go pretty big. I think it would make sense to go small size with like king, queen, king, jack type hands. On table 2, opening button with pocket sevens. And I'm going to be calling the 3-bet from 3-bet by the button, or from the button, calling the big blinds 3-bet. And I'll be calling this c-bet. Never folding a pair here, obviously. And now on the turn, I'll be folding my pocket sevens. I'll be ending the video here, guys. Thanks for watching, and see you next week.